I'm Tamara Branham, and along with me is
Grayson Cox.
Grayson. Tonight, the Eagles host the Hillcrest Hornets of Springfield. Hillcrest coming in, they have very impressive wins this season over Waynesville. I mean, teams like Kickapoo. What do you think it's going to take for Joplin tonight to get this win?
3-point shooting. Their last home game against Rolla, 3-point shooting was a big factor, and they didn't have it. Charlie Brown was ice cold from 3-point range when usually he's really hot. And to beat Hillcrest, you got to lay down those threes.
Yeah, Joplin. I mean, they're coming in. They've lost their last 5. I mean, Charlie, he's been putting up numbers, but Charlie Brown's a great player. I mean, you need not need to take anything away from Charlie. He's a great player. And they have a great bench. I mean, he has great players back him up. Keandre Adams, Jace Breaker, which is an outstanding junior point guard that's really stepped up for the Eagles this season. I mean, the Eagles, they have the depth. They just need to learn how to play, better together. And if they can step up their defense, and like you said, 3-point shooting, I don't think they'll have any problems with Hillcrest.
I really hope not. If they can get lightning hot from 3-point range, they have a chance. Their inside game is going to be another factor, but Keandre Adams, I think, can start that up.
Yeah, the big's really going to be a matchup to watch. You're going to have C.J. Hubbard, a 6'3", a senior forward for Hillcrest, going up against Spencer Lane, which is a senior for Joplin. I mean, them two are going to be battling all night. Rebounds are going to be key in this game. I mean, a rebound is going to turn into transition. Transition is going to be huge. I mean, who can push the floor, who can go faster, and I think that's going to be a big test tonight.
That's right. It's going to be a fast-paced game tonight.
Yeah, I think so. A key players for Joplin, as I mentioned earlier, Charlie Brown. He's a 6'1" senior guard. Really the leader of the Joplin team.
Big
Keandre
leader.
Adams, a 6' senior guard. It really helps out Charlie, kind of the second guy on the team. And Joplin, I think the key tonight is their bench. Joplin's bench is going to have to get going tonight. I mean, if you look, they have people, Delshawn Garth, Austin Zingle. I mean, they're going to have people, they're going to have to get going tonight. And they're really going to have to help out Charlie and get a key thing. So.
Yeah, they got a few really good sophomores this year that's on their bench that can really step up big plays. We're going to send our live cameras to Liz.
He told me to let you say your own name.
Oh, really? He told me you were going to say it. That's not good.
And we're back here. Grayson, we were mentioning earlier, key players. I mean, I'll look at it. Hillcrest key players. Hillcrest key players. Juwan Johnson, he's a 6' senior guard. Matt Rush, another 5'11" senior guard, and Darnell Beckham, the brother of Doriel Green Beckham, which is a fellow Missouri Tiger fan.
Oh, yeah.
Big receiver for Missouri.
He was a big basketball player for Hillcrest, too.
Oh, yeah, and his brother's going to join him at Missouri after this season. Darnell, he really controls the floor, and I think with him and C.J. Hubbard down low, Joplin's going to have the work cut out for him down low.
Joplin's going to need to defend really, really well in this game to stop Darnell Green Beckham and C.J. Hubbard.
Yeah, and there's nothing that Joplin can't handle. I mean, they have guys, Spencer Lane. I mean, they have players that can
They
stop
have big
them.
men.
Yeah, so.
Here we go with starting lineups.
First, we're going to do the national anthem.
What a great way to start out Joplin Eagles basketball.
Typical national anthem, done everywhere. Next, we're going to get with the starting lineups. Hillcrest Hornets will be first with their lineups. Starting with Hillcrest is going to go over their lineups. Starting now up for the lineups. I mean, Hillcrest has depth. Hillcrest has depth. I mean, they have so many guards, a big forwards, a centers. I mean, they have pretty much everything.
They're all big and they're all really, really fast.
Yeah.
Here we go, David McIntosh in the number 10 for the Hillcrest Hornets.
Another senior guard we mentioned earlier, a key player, Matt Rush.
They have a lot of leaders.
They do. Jawan Johnson, a solid shooter. I mean, defense is outstanding.
I mean, look at him. He looks stout.
And the guy wearing number 23, the idol, Darnell Green Beckham, who is best known for his older brother, Doriel Green Beckham.
Doriel Green Beckham. I mean, but he's made a name for himself in this industry at the Hillcrest High School.
Oh, my. The Beckhams will forever live in Hillcrest glory.
Forever.
Now with the hometown Joplin Eagle lineups.
Here we go, our Joplin Eagles starting lineup for this evening.
Starting at post for the Eagles, Spencer Lane. He's been a key piece. He's really the big man to go to with Joplin, down low.
Number 44 and standing at 6'5".
Key player I mentioned earlier, 6-foot senior guard Keandre Adams. I mean, he brings intensity to the floor.
Number 21.
A junior who's really stepped up this season, number 13, Carlos Santillan. He's really showed he can play varsity ball.
Standing at 5'10".
Another key player we mentioned, Jace Brecker. He's really stepped up in the point guard role this year.
Especially at junior.
Oh, yeah.
Here he comes.
The guy.
Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown.
The leader of the Joplin High School basketball team.
He's been a leader since his freshman year. When he came in, he's been the man.
It's not often you see freshmen starting in varsity basketball games, but Charlie Brown really did, and he stepped it up.
Yeah. As they get their final preparations ready for the game's about ready to get underway. It's going to be a great matchup. A much depth in both teams, and Grayson, we've talked about earlier, there's just players on both teams. This is going to be a key matchup.
Execution, that's going to be a major factor of this game. Hillcrest, they got to execute against this really tough Joplin defense, but Joplin needs to execute on offense. Their offense, their last home game was not here. Student section really wasn't helping them out, but I really think that they can step it up this game.
I believe so.
We're going to get ready to set off for tip.
It looks like tip's one, and Joplin gets the ball. Charlie Brown passes it up fast to Spencer Lane, and Spencer Lane gets the quick basket for Joplin as they
First
take a 2-0
points
lead.
Goes to Spencer Lane and the Joplin Eagles. Hillcrest is going to inbound it.
Hillcrest brings it down, though, fast. A ball to Darnell Beckham, and a blocking foul is called on Joplin.
Listen to that student section already, Tamarick. They're not even 20 seconds into this game.
They're pumped up. They're ready to watch them some Eagle basketball.
There's not a lot of them, but they're pumped. I'm really impressed already with the quick score of that game. Joplin knew what they had to do, and Spencer Lane was wide open at the basket.
Well, Joplin's really come out. They're here to prove a point. They've lost their 5 straight. And for all the doubters that have doubted the basketball team, they're going to come out and show we can take down a top team, as Hillcrest. And Hillcrest is one of the top teams in the conference.
They won the state championship 2 years ago.
When both Beckham brothers were on the team, and Doriel was a big help to that team.
Talk about stout, standing at 6'6".
Yeah. 190
pounds at that time. The ball will be inbounded by number 10 for the Hillcrest Hornets.
He throws out. Hillcrest takes a quick three. The board is by Darnell Beckham, and Darnell Beckham puts the quick score. Hillcrest ties the game 2-2.
That was a great lay-in.
Jace brings the ball down for the Eagles. Jace is dribbling, guarded by Juwan Johnson. He passes it to Carlos Santillan, who gives it back to Charlie.
Inside
Charlie
pass.
feeds it to Spencer Lane. Jace drives and kicks out to Carlos.
Carlos taking it to the bucket and scores.
Carlos with a quick layup.
This offense is executing really well right now.
Joplin's bringing the full court press. Jace is guarded as Juwan Johnson brings up the floor for the Hornets.
Jace is really putting the pressure on Juwan Johnson right now.
Yeah, Joplin's defense looks like they're really out to play tonight. A Hillcrest guy falls as he goes.
And it looks, the possession.
It looks like it will be a jump ball. A possession will be to the Hornets.
That ball was on the ground and they just dove for it. You had guys from different teams just going in there for it.
That's great to see, too. Joplin getting on the floor. You know, that shows toughness right there, going after loose balls.
That's right. Joplin really needs to get the 50-50 balls tonight if they were to win this game, too. Really, that's a deciding factor in almost every basketball game they play.
Matt Rush passed it to Juwan Johnson. Juwan Johnson guarded by Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown playing tight D right now, it looks to be.
Hillcrest lost the ball out of bounds. Joplin basketball. Sub into the game. Dylan McVeigh coming in for Keandre Adams.
Man, this student section's unbelievable. They call themselves the sixth man. They've been a big help to the Joplin Eagles at home this year.
Yes, they have. And Jace brings the ball up the floor. It gives it to Charlie Brown. And Charlie passes it, but it's out of bounds, intended for Carlos.
Just off his fingertips, that was a tough pass to grab.
That was tough.
Ball's being brought up by number 10 for the Hillcrest Hornets.
Guarded by Jace Breaker. He passed off. Hillcrest is looking to get a dribble and drive. Juwan Johnson back out, guarded by McVeigh.
Right now the score is 4-2 with 6 minutes and 7 seconds left, and it's going to be now tied up.
4-4 all, 6 minutes left in the first. Carlos with the drive. Carlos makes a nice drive and gets fouled. That's something that Joplin really has on the team. They have drivers, you know.
And they also...
Yes, everyone can shoot the jumper and the three, but it's always great to have people who can drive to the basket, you know. I mean,
if you drive that lane and get fouled, and you have good free throw shooters like Joplin does, that's a plus for any team. The crowd is silent. The first free throw is splashed.
Carlos looking to go 2 for 2 from the stripe here early in the first quarter. And he misses, and Juwan Johnson gets the rebound, brings it down the court for the Hornets.
He has really, really, really big hops.
A pass deflected by Carlos, but Hillcrest gets it back. Number 10 has it out wide, guarded by Charlie. Juwan Johnson looks like he's calling for a play. And
that ball's going to be thrown away by Hillcrest.
Joplin's defense is really stepping up. They're really impressing me right now.
You know, Joplin's defense has a lot of key players, and I think they can win tonight.
Yeah, and the thing about Joplin, they have players that can play zone or man. I mean, that's beneficial to, whenever you have players that can play both,
unbelievable.
It really helps.
Charlie Brown, he's mentioning everything. He's one of those players.
Yeah. Charlie Brown, speaking of him, that brings it up the floor. He passes it, but it's deflected out of bounds. It'll stay Joplin basketball.
You know, I'm really impressed with the way the Joplin Eagles have shown up here tonight. Scores 5-4. Really close game, but they scored really fast. And they drove the lane and got a foul on one basket as Carlos Santillan is going to inbound the ball to Jace Breaker.
Spencer's posting up down low, demanding for the ball.
That was a hard pass to Charlie Brown that was deflected. Spencer Lane, 4 points already in this game with 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. You know, Tamarick, if Joplin can play like this all night, I think they can come away with a big win.
Oh, we're in for a great ball game. Both offenses are pushing. Defenses are, playing great. They're playing man zone, mixing it up. And offenses are really pushing. I mean, it's a fast tempo game. If you're slow and want to play slow tempo, this ball game tonight's not for you.
Number 24 for the Hillcrest Hornets is at the foul line.
And he misses the first of his 2 free throws.
Just off the front of the rim.
Subs coming in for the Eagles.
In comes number 3, Jaden Heady back, and number 20, Delshawn Garth.
He makes the second. He goes a 1 for 2 from the stripe. Charlie Brown bringing it up for the Eagles. Guarded by Matt Rush.
Charlie Brown looks to drive the lane. He's going to dish out to Jaden Heady back.
Gives it to Charlie.
Beautiful, beautiful lay-in by Charlie Brown. Nice fingertip roll right there.
Yeah, that was a great pass from Delshawn. Most people don't give people credit with the pass, but the pass has really set up those shots. That was a great pass.
Assist is a big factor in games like this.
Matt Rush brings it out. Juwan Johnson tries the long 3 and drains it. Nothing but net.
Amazing shot by Juwan Johnson.
Scores 9-8 Joplin with 4 minutes and 12 seconds left in the first quarter.
Keandre Adams is going to drive.
Rebounds by Juwan Johnson. He's looking to push.
Another 3 is going to rim out. The ball is going to go Joplin's way after getting knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, Matt Rush tried to save it from going out of bounds, but his foot was already on the line as he tossed.
9-8. This is a really close game, Tamarick, with 3 minutes and 50 seconds left in this first quarter.
Yeah, this game can go any way right now. It's really who can execute, because both defenses are playing lights out. It's really who can execute the plays.
Really, so far, this has been a fantastic game. Both ends of the floor are really opening up.
Delshawn gets in the corner. He's looking to feed it to Dylan down low. Charlie gets it back out wide. Keandre has it.
Tip by Dylan. He gets his own put back and one.
Has a chance to make it a 3-point play at the free throw line if he can convert.
You know, I'm not really trying to jinx Dylan McVeigh, but he's a pretty good free throw shooter.
Yes, he is.
He's a senior, standing at 6'3". He's a stout player. And he drains it.
3-point play, and that's huge for the Eagles to take a 12-8 lead with 3 minutes and 26 seconds left in the first.
The Eagles need to take all the points they can get against Hillcrest.
Juwan Johnson brings up the floor. Eagles showing press.
Juwan Johnson can really handle the ball really well. And it's going to be stolen by Keandre Adams. Oh! Unbelievable effort by Juwan Johnson to stop that, but Keandre Adams is fouled and going to the free throw line.
Yeah, that was a great steal by Keandre. And that steal really started with the great defense down the other end Keandre showed to get the steal.
It's firing the student section up too, man.
Keandre Adams with the stripe.
Oh.
And he makes the first one.
Unbelievably beautiful stroke right there, Tamarick.
Spencer Lane into the game for number 20, Delshawn Garth.
That's a big, big factor in this game, too, how the big men can react to this Hillcrest fast-paced offense. Keandre Adams, nothing but net, 2 free throws in a row. Take a 14-8 lead with 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
Darnell passes it back out, Juwan Johnson. Juwan Johnson finds number 14.
Wide open 3 for Juwan Johnson, and he splashed that one, Tamarick. Made it a 3-point game after a 6-0 run for the Joplin Eagles.
Keandre's driving on the Hillcrest Hornets. And Darnell with the rebound and is fouled by Spencer Lane.
You know, that's okay. There's going to be fouls on both ends of the floor in a type of game like this. The Joplin Eagles just need to learn from their mistakes.
Yeah, this is great intensity, a great atmosphere. It is really a big game in the Ozark Conference for both teams, and could be a big win for both teams.
Oh, unbelievable. I mean, this game's going to come down to the wire. Juwan Johnson, beautiful pass to number 24.
Darnell Green up for the three and is missed and rebounded by Spencer Lane. Pass it to Jace. The Eagles are pushing.
You know, for the Joplin Eagles, the baskets are just falling right now.
Jace looking to call a play, passes it to Carlos. Carlos looking for an opening down low. Spencer's posting up, demanding for the ball. And there's a foul called on Hillcrest.
It looked to be a reach-in foul to me. I'm not quite sure on that, though, Tamarick.
I think it was a reach-in call.
Keandre Adams is going to inbounds the ball. Carlos Santillan's going to be wide open in the back.
Pass Delshawn Garth out wide. He gives it back to Jace. We have a jump ball. Spencer Lane was going up. He was guarded by two Hillcrest Hornets who caused a jump ball. It will stay Joplin ball.
You really got to give credits to the referees in this game. I mean, this is a tough game to ref right now.
Charlie Brown comes into the game for the Eagles for Delshawn Garth.
That ball's tipped by number 3 for the Hillcrest Hornets, out of bounds. You know, this game so far has been all about the offense.
Yeah, it's pretty much who has the faster offense, who can execute faster. It's all transition, all fast-paced.
Spencer Lane's going to get the ball down low, and it's another jump ball. This
Another
possession
jump ball.
arrow will go to the Hillcrest Hornets. In comes Dylan McVeigh for Spencer Lane. He's going to step out for a little bit.
Juwan Johnson gets the ball, bringing it up the floor. Guarded by Jace Breaker. Point guard on point guard here. And this is a big matchup also.
Oh, unbelievable. I'm really surprised how Joplin's smaller men have been able to stop Hillcrest's really big men. Keandre lost it going up, and it's going to go to the Hillcrest Hornets.
Juwan Johnson brings it up the floor for the Hornets, looking to call a play.
Three ball goes up, but it's no good. But they get the rebound, and with a putback dunk, the bench explodes for the Hillcrest Hornets right now. One thing about Hillcrest, they have hops.
Yes, they do. Dylan McVeigh there with a three to answer.
Oh!
He answers back for Joplin.
Talk
and that
about
is
it.
huge.
I saw water coming up from that net. A steal by Carlos Santillan with 24 seconds left.
Hillcrest just pushed that too fast. It was a
Keandre
good
Adams
steal.
going to drive the lane, and he's going down with a blocking foul.
Good drive by Keandre. Draw 2 free throws.
He's going to the stripe for the second time tonight, and he's 2 for 2 right now.
You know what sounds better than 2 for 2? 4 for 4.
That sounds really good right now for Keandre Adams. I think he can do it too.
Keandre Adams make the free throw to put Joplin up 18-13 with 18.6 seconds left in the first quarter. Keandre looking to go 4 for 4 from the stripe. And he does. He goes 4 for 4 from the stripe.
Keandre Adams is really keeping his composure at the stripe right now. The clock is ticking down to 6 seconds. Pull up, no good. It's going to go in Hillcrest's favor. Juwan Johnson is going to get it off, and it's going to come down.
And Darnell Green Beckham hits the shot right before the first quarter ends. After the first quarter, Joplin's up 19-15. Grayson, this first quarter has been all speed, all energy.
Hi, this is Liz Chandler here with Dan Hiller. What are your expectations for the rest of the season?
Hey, I think we've got a pretty good outlook, Liz. These guys are playing good ball, and I think anytime you play as hard as these kids do night in and night out, I think we've got a great opportunity to succeed. Also, you've got one of the best players in Southwest Missouri, if not the best player, in Charlie Brown. So I think we should be pretty optimistic as how well we do for the rest of the season.
How does this year's student section differ from past years?
Well, I think if you take a look at the crowd, we've got a huge crowd tonight again. They're into it, they're supporting our kids, and they're awful loud, and they're just having a blast being here, and that's what it's all about.
Thank you very much. And back to you.
This has really been a good first quarter. I mean, it's been all speed. Offense transitioning. Defense really step up. They've been playing zone, man. I mean, how do you think first half's been summed up?
Really fast. I mean, you can't get any faster than this right now. I feel like I'm watching a college basketball game right now. I mean, both offenses are clicking. They're running on all cylinders right now.
Oh, there's threes, twos, free throws. Joplin's been really great on the free throws. We'll look to see if that can continue in the second half.
Joplin's pretty much been hot from everything.
Carlos gets the ball on the top. He throws Charlie Brown. And Charlie Brown, it's a great recovery. Charlie pulls up for the jumper. Just
in and
misses.
out, but put back by Dylan McVeigh.
Hillcrest is pushing the ball up. Ball's out, Jawan Johnson out the top. Pass it to number 10 out top.
21-15 right now. The second quarter just started, and we're not even a minute into it.
Joplin's playing great defense. Great rebound by Charlie Brown. And Charlie's pushing with Keandre Adams. Out of bounds, it will stay Joplin basketball.
You know, I really liked how Joplin fought for that rebound with Dylan McVeigh down low. He wanted that ball, but Darnell Green Beckham just kind of tipped it out a little bit.
It's hard going up against a 6'4". You really have to make a great move. That was a great move by Keandre.
Oh, yeah.
It just didn't fall.
You know you're going to have shots like that, too, no matter where you play or who you are.
Carlos drives. Wide
Gets
open
it
lane.
up and in. The Joplin Eagles are really opening up this second quarter right now with a 23-15 lead with 7 minutes and 5 seconds left in this quarter. Joplin's clicking on all four cylinders. I don't know what Jeff Williams told them before the game, but it's helping them.
Well, let me tell you, it starts with transition. I mean, as I've said it time and time again, Joplin's pushing right now. They're getting great opportunities. Carlos Santillan is driving. Keandre Adams is driving. I mean, it starts with transition. Joplin's playing fast. I think Hillcrest is having problems right now on defense covering it.
You know, Hillcrest, they're going to need to make some adjustments defensively in the locker room. But you never know. I mean, Joplin can make some more adjustments and be better than Hillcrest in the second half, too.
All I know is we're in for a great second half.
Oh, unbelievable. And we're not even – I mean, we're still in the second quarter.
Yeah.
We're going to get back to the action.
Juwan Johnson brings the ball up the floor for the Hornets. It passes to number 10, and Hillcrest is looking to push. Darnell Green Beckham drives. He is fouled, and it looks like the foul will be on the floor. It'll be Hornet ball on the throw-in.
The ball will be thrown in by number 24 for the Hillcrest Hornets. Just off the fingertips of Juwan Johnson, and it was almost a backcourt.
That was a great save by Juwan Johnson.
It's going Joplin's way again with Keandre Adams taking it up to Charlie Brown. Charlie's going to drive the lane, and a nice lay-in.
Yeah, that was real nice. A great push, a great pass, and great finish.
10-point lead for Joplin right now. They're really opening this game up. You know, Hillcrest looks really sloppy with the passing game right now. And those shots have not fallen this second quarter at all. Juwan Johnson, though, with a really deep three right there. Unbelievable. That was NBA range.
That's 3 threes that Juwan Johnson has hit. That has been incredible.
Hard foul on number 24 and sending Charlie Brown off the court.
Yeah, I think the Joplin bench, the coaches and players all stood up. They wanted a foul. When a player goes flying off, especially a player of caliber as Charlie Brown, the crowd, bench is going to want to call there. But
they're really protective over their teammates. They're brothers out there, and they want everything to go their way.
Charlie Brown, atop the key, calling for a play. Looking to get the ball to Jace Breaker, who he does give it to. Jace is looking to drive or feed it.
Beautiful pass.
Charlie with the three. In and out, but great board by Dylan McVeigh.
These big men for Joplin are really eating up the big men for Hillcrest.
That's not just the big men. The guards for Joplin are really getting in there.
Spencer Lane wanted that swat. He got backboard on that one going for that ball.
Travel by Hillcrest, number 24, will give Joplin the ball back.
Charlie Brown with the ball, and that's going to be intercepted.
A blocking foul by Charlie Brown.
I believe that's his first foul of the game tonight.
And Coach Williams is heated on that call. He thought it should have been a charge. It looked like Charlie was set, but a great drive by Juwan Johnson.
Those refs see something that we don't sometimes, and I'm sure they made the right call.
Juwan Johnson shooting 2 free throws, and it looks like Juwan's wrist is kind of aching him.
It looks like it. He's kind of shaking it off down there. Juwan Johnson.
Misses the first free throw.
Man.
Looks like that's the first miss he's had because his other shots have been deep NBA range threes.
And dead on, too.
Nothing but net.
Nothing but net.
He converts the second free throw to go 1 for 1 from the free throw stripe.
25-19. It's a 6-point game again. Hillcrest has closed the gap with a 4-0 run. Foul is going to be on Hillcrest.
And number 3, senior guard Matt Rush. His second personal foul.
Jace Breaker is going to go to the free throw line, point guard for the Joplin Eagles. That ball is going to go off the front, off the back, and then in.
It doesn't matter how it goes in. It can bounce around or be a pure swoosh. A make is a make.
That's right, Tamarick.
Jace Breaker goes 2 for 2, and he's really stepped up this season. This has been a great season for Jace. He's really commanded being moved to the point guard position on varsity. Has showed he can handle it, and it's really led to a lot of their success.
He didn't actually play last year. He played his freshman year. Skipped out on last year, but he played this year, and he stepped up and played big for the Joplin Eagles. Hillcrest is going to get those 2 points. It's 27-21, 4 minutes and 50 seconds left in the second quarter. Jace Breaker.
He's blocked by Juwan Johnson.
Gets his own rebound, going to put it up. And here's wide open floor for Hillcrest, and
Matt Rush pass just goes right past Darnell Green Beckham. And I think we could have saw a highlight dunk there if Darnell could have got that ball.
That one might have went on SportsCenter Top 10 if he would have got that one.
Anyhow, Joplin has the ball up top. Jace Breaker makes a good move on Matt Rush. Looking for a pass. It gives it to Charlie Brown.
Charlie kind of bobbled that ball, but he got it intact.
Oh, what
beautiful pass.
And Charlie with the great defense.
Another rebound's going to fall into the hands of the Joplin Eagles. Spencer Lane's going to bring it up the court just a little ways before it's picked off again, and Juwan Johnson outside of the arc.
And Hillcrest converts. Scores 27-23. 3 minutes and 48 seconds left in the second quarter.
Hillcrest is going on a little bit of a run right now, but Joplin's been able to hold their composure. Dylan McVeigh, nothing but net three-pointer.
I didn't think the NBA All-Star Week started for a couple weeks. We're seeing threes here that are being put up, NBA caliber threes.
Unbelievable. Last home game, Rolla or Joplin couldn't make a three-pointer, and now threes are going up everywhere, and they're draining them.
Hillcrest missed the shot. It looks like a foul is called on Joplin.
You know, Hillcrest has really committed a lot of fouls tonight. Joplin's committed a few, but not as many as Hillcrest.
Well, team fouls for this half. Joplin has 6 and Hillcrest has 7. It's been evenly matched. The refs, I think, have called a very fair game.
And there is going to be a correction on what I said earlier. Jace Breaker did, in fact, play last year. That was my bad.
Yeah, Jace Breaker, he's been a player his freshman, sophomore, and this year's being his junior year. Charlie looks to push fast down the court, fast tempo.
It's a 7-point game, 3 minutes and 12 seconds left.
Sophomore Damian Campbell is now in the game. It looks like Joplin's going with a bit younger lineup with Charlie Brown. He gives it past to Jaden Hedeback, who can't handle it.
He's going to lose it, but Delshawn Garth is going to get it, and they're going to call it travel. I've been really impressed. Joplin knows this is a big game tonight, and they're really stepping up and playing.
Well, Joplin's really playing for their crowd. I mean, this has been a big hyped-up game all week. I mean, all week. This is what people have been thinking of. And even though it's just Tuesday, all Monday people were thinking about it, and all last week. Hillcrest is a great team, and Joplin's going to come in here and, I think, kind of prove an upset. But don't get me wrong, it's not much of an upset. Joplin's a top-caliber team as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Joplin's just went through a slump, but even the best teams, NBA, NCAA, high school basketball, they all go through slumps. I mean, but then they realize that they're a team, and they get their stuff back together.
Juwan Johnson makes that a 3-point play. Got the and one and the free throw.
Juwan Johnson's really stepped up for Hillcrest tonight. He's their leading scorer right now.
Charlie with the drive and draws a foul. That's a good drive by Charlie Brown.
He was going to the basket if he hadn't got tripped up right there.
Joplin tonight, they've really impressed me on how they're driving and how they're wanting to attack the basket. Most teams, will be conservative and won't drive, Joplin, that's not the case tonight. They don't care how much undersized they are in Hillcrest. Yes, Hillcrest has tall guys. They're going to take it right at them. And I think that's great.
Look at that form by Charlie Brown. That's Division I form right there, Tamarick.
Charlie Brown looking to go 2 for 2 from the free throw stripe. And he does, in fact.
I'm really impressed with the way Charlie Brown's played this season. He's stepped up every season he's been a Joplin Eagle, and he just continues to impress.
And Hillcrest with another throw out of bounds. I think I can count. I don't even know if I can hold down one hand how many times Hillcrest thrown the ball out on missed opportunities on the offensive end of the floor.
They've had a lot of turnovers tonight. Joplin's really held down their turnovers as well, though.
But Joplin's defense really stepped up.
They're forcing those turnovers. Charlie Brown was double-teamed there for a little bit, but now he's just guarded by Darnell Green Beckham, number 23. And then they're going to switch off to number 3 for the Hillcrest Hornets.
Yeah, number 3 being Matt Rush. A Hillcrest. It looks like they're playing a zone.
Beautiful pass to Delshawn Garth.
They might play out wide, but they've miscounted Delshawn. He was standing wide open, got the pass, and made the great play to finish. A Hillcrest with the 3. And they nail it.
Another 3 the threes just keep raining down.
Joplin looking to get an answer on their own from that 3-pointer. Charlie dribbling out. Looking to isolate for the play.
You know what I really like about this Joplin team is they're not selfish at all. They pass the ball when they see an open man. They don't take the shot or force the opportunity. That's going to be a walk called on Delshawn Garth. That's his second travel of the game.
Yeah, Hillcrest played great defense there. That's just an unfortunate travel. Spencer Lane comes into the ball game for Delshawn Garth.
The ball is going to be taken up by number 24 for the Hillcrest Hornets with under a minute left to play. That foul is going to be on Spencer Lane. That's his third foul of the game. And Darnell Green Beckham, DGB the second, I guess you could say, is at the free throw line right now.
Yeah, he is at the free throw line. He proved earlier he can shoot the big clutch threes. He can shoot jumpers. But a 6'4" guy driving, most likely if it doesn't go in, he's drawing a foul.
Oh, every time. Man, that student section noise didn't get to him that time. He was able to make that free throw nothing but net.
And Darnell makes it. Looking to go 2 for 2 from the stripe as Hillcrest brings in a younger player.
You know, I watched number 21 for the Hillcrest Hornets play earlier in the junior varsity game. He's a pretty impressive player, and he's going to be stepping up big for Hillcrest next year.
Yeah, he looks like a centerpiece that Hillcrest could depend on here in the upcoming seasons.
He's a smaller player, but he can work the ball really well up and down the court, and he's fast.
Coach Williams calls a timeout for the Eagles. You know, this has really been a great second quarter. I mean, I don't think any of the energy has stopped from the first quarter. All the energy's kept up. Transition's still there. People are driving, fouls, free throws. I mean, anything I'm missing?
This quarter is full of short little runs. I mean, 2, 3, 4-point runs by each team going back and forth, but Joplin's been able to hold the lead the whole entire game. Hillcrest hadn't led since the ball tipped off.
Yeah, they really have. I mean, Darnell, Green Beckham, he's really come up in the second quarter here and helped out Juwan Johnson. But Juwan Johnson, he's an outstanding player, outstanding football player, outstanding basketball player, and I mean, I don't think there's anything that the kid really can do. Hillcrest has great athletes.
As well as Darnell Green Beckham. I mean, Hillcrest, they're a top school when it comes to basketball and football. I mean, the number 1 wide receiver 2 years ago in the ESPN 100 came from Hillcrest.
Yeah.
Doyle Green Beckham. He plays
really
at Missouri
did.
right now. He could have played basketball at many Division I schools, top Division I schools.
Oh, as I said earlier, off camera, the Beckhams, that name will live at Hillcrest High School. I mean, throughout, I believe, history. I mean, the thing that Doriel's older brother did, and now Darnell's doing, I mean, it's pretty incredible to get a brother duo that's that powerful.
That's right.
Dylan McVeigh to inbound the ball for the Eagles.
He's going to pass to Jaden Headyback, number 3.
Jaden Headyback gets it to Jace Breaker. Looks like Joplin's holding here, attempting to hold for the last shot of the half.
You know, one good thing about high school basketball, there isn't a shot clock, so you can do that.
I think there should be. I think teams take, too much time. I mean, I think there needs to be a shot clock.
That explains why it's lower scoring as well. Teams hold the ball longer.
Of course.
Jace Breaker with the 3. That's going to close out the first half. The Joplin Eagles put on a really strong performance.
Yeah, and Joplin's up in this game, 37-31 here. This has been a great first half. I mean, I don't think there's much more we could say that the crowd would want. The student section's been into it. The crowd's been into it. Both benches have been great. Refs have called a pretty fair game. I mean, I think this is a pretty great ball game.
You know, there's a few players for Joplin that's kind of in foul trouble, like Spencer Lane, but I really think that he'll come out with a big second half.
And not just Spencer Lane that's crashing the boards. Dylan McVeigh, he's crashing boards. I mean, Delshawn Garth's playing great. The Eagles have depth. I mean, even though Spencer's in foul trouble, they'll find people who'll have depth and help him out.
I've counted 4 Joplin Eagles basketball players tonight that have made at least 1 3-pointer. That's kind of unusual for a high school basketball game, really, but I mean, Joplin's just raining those threes down.
Well, this has been a three fest. I mean, Juwan Johnson, he's went off. NBA length, high school length, it doesn't matter. A three's a three, and he's gone off.
He's at 3.
Matt Rush is pretty incredible, bringing the ball down the floor. And 24 with the putback dunk. Hillcrest played a great game. Even though they're down right now, they're not out of the fight by any means at all.
Oh, no.
This second half is not decided at all, and it's going to be a great second half. It's going to be really who wants it more to come out and win.
If this second half that's coming up is anything like the first half, you guys are in for a great, great basketball game.
Yeah. I don't think there's really much more to say about this game. I mean, the transition, though, it's all about speed. These two teams are fast-paced. Joplin plays mainly a 4-guard, 1 big set. When you're playing 4 guards and 1 big set, you know you're going fast, all right? Joplin does go fast. With Charlie Brown pushing the ball or Jace Brecker pushing the ball, it really doesn't matter who pushes the ball for Joplin. They're going fast.
And
Dylan McVeigh, he can set up a clutch 3-point shooter. I mean, one of the clutchest on the teams. So I mean, that's pretty much it.
This is Liz Chandler here with student Kinsey Czar. How do you feel tonight's game is going to end?
I feel like we're going to pull it out. Joplin basketball has been really expecting to come out of their slump, so I think that they all come out really hot and ready to win tonight.
How do you feel being a part of Joplin's student section?
I love it, especially on tonight's like tonight where we know we're in a slump and we're ready to win, especially on our home court. The energy down there is really exciting, and everybody's always really excited to see the boys come out. So,
thank you very much. Back to you.
Back to the halftime show. That was some great dancing by Antoine Jackson there.
Man, Antoine Jackson really turned up down there.
He really did.
And he's still doing it.
Keeping the student section entertained, crowd entertained, entertaining the kids. That's really what the entertainment's about halftime. Keeping the crowd into the game, make sure they don't lose, confidence in the game.
You can keep that crowd into the game. That's going to carry on into the second half. It's going to be great.
Crowd's already pumped up. This will get them pumped up more. They'll go. Back to the game, though, statistic-wise, both teams, as we were saying earlier, the 3-ball, it's been going on. Dunks have happened, threes have happened. A free throw for Joplin. This might be one of the best percentage nights Joplin could have at the free throw stripe.
And the 3-point range, really, they've hit them all. They missed, 2?
I believe so.
You can't get any better than that.
Well, you look at Hillcrest, Juwan Johnson. I keep saying it. He's amazing at the three-pointer.
Anything that goes up, it comes down.
He can be
in
5
the right
feet from
area
behind
for
the
him.
arch and hit it.
NBA range. And
like nothing. All net.
He's at 3 NBA range 3-pointers tonight, and they all just nothing but net.
Yeah, I think the crew that doesn't get the most, respect and talk about, and we've mentioned them, is the bigs.
You're right.
Hillcrest had a couple bigs, that C.J. Hubbard being one of them, a senior. He hasn't entered the game yet, and you wonder if they're saving him for second half, or is he injured? Because during warm-ups he looked fine. But I think if he comes in, Spencer Lane's got to watch out for fouls. That's going to be a matchup to watch.
We got a regular of the student section coming out. He's in the number 32 jersey. That's Jared Cox.
Jared Cox going for the money shot here.
They just randomly selected one out of the student section. It's they're ready.
The assistant superintendent giving them the ball. They're trying to make their money.
Oh, yeah. $500. I got the opportunity to shoot one of these last home game. Jared Cox is my cousin. I'm hoping he wins big on this because, we're family. Oh, man. Oh, that really was pretty close, actually.
Hit backboard. Better than a lot of people would do.
A lot better. Oh, that shot looked like
and the random guy from the student section almost did it.
Big shout out to Antoine Jackson for getting that student section riled up down there.
And there's Jared with
Cox. Oh, off the rim. he's not going to get $500 tonight. But, you know, what's it about? Oh, high arcing shot. That's going to fall short as well. You know, you really got to give him a good chance. I think this is what brings students to the game here. The money keeps getting bigger and bigger.
You know, Grayson, since they didn't win the money, I think, you know, hey, why not cough up something to us, right?
I know. I mean, at least give us a chance to make it. I mean, I know. I rain those down all the time, Tamarick. I mean, I know you do too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, all they need to do is give me one opportunity, and I can knock it down.
Yeah. Yeah. This third and fourth quarter, we're going to be in for a show here.
I mean,
as the crowd gets up, going to get their beverages and food, they're not leaving, and they're hurrying to the concession stand to get back to make sure they watch the second half.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be something big. The intensity's turning up on the court. It's going to be great. Yeah. But hopefully CJ Hubbard gets in on the action for a Hillcrest. He hasn't been in. Going now to an interview live with Liz.
Hi, this is Liz Chandler here with Antoine Jackson. How does it feel to be a part of the Joplin Eagles?
Well, I mean, it's just a lot of fun, sportsmanship, and just doing whatever I want to do.
How do you get the crowd going?
Well, you just got to add a little flavor to it and then have everybody join in. And then once everybody joins in, it makes it look better.
How do you think the game is going to end tonight against Springfield?
I mean, it'll probably be a close game. We'll probably win by like 5 or below, but it'll be a pretty good game as long as Joplin steps in.
I hope we win. Thank you very much, and back to you.
And we're back to the live action as the teams have taken the court here. The Joplins are making their way out. They're shooting warm-ups. Hillcrest is making their way onto the floor now. Grayson, do you think Joplin needs to do anything and change up anything, or vice versa? Hillcrest need to change up? I mean, any game scheming, defense, offense? I mean, do you think any team can make a change?
Joplin, I really don't see a change coming their way. They've been playing excellent basketball tonight. Hillcrest, they're a little bit on the they've been fouling a lot tonight. That's kind of something I didn't really expect to see from them. It's just kind of they're getting calls that aren't really going their way. But Joplin, I think they're playing really stout basketball tonight.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, Joplin, they're impressing a lot of people. They can hang with a caliber team like Hillcrest. Not dogging on Joplin at all. Joplin's a great basketball team.
Really stout.
Hillcrest is just a great basketball team, and Hillcrest higher in the ranks. You know, they're going to think, that Hillcrest, everyone thinks, well, Hillcrest is going to be better, but the Eagles are not showing that tonight. They're proving all the doubters wrong who have doubted them.
Yeah, there's a lot of doubters out there, too, that doubted the Joplin Eagles, not even to be close at halftime. Well, they're up by 6 points. It's 37-31. Joplin's played a heck of a basketball game tonight.
Yeah, and Joplin, they really needed to come out and prove this game and play hard and strong. After dropping their last 5, losses to teams like Central, Rolla, Waynesville, McDonald County the other night. Joplin, and I think the loss to Matt County. Not taking anything away from Matt County, but Joplin's a heck of a lot better of a basketball team than Matt County. McDonald County is a great team, but Joplin would need to come out tonight and prove a point, and I think they're proving more than a point. They're playing outstanding basketball.
Back to that McDonald County game, Joplin, they just never really got into it. They didn't really have the up-tempo offense they really have tonight. If they could have this offense every night, they could be undefeated right now.
Yeah, they really could.
They have 3 conference losses, and all 3 of those losses were games that they could have won. But I think that they're trying to get things right tonight. And,
they are. Joplin's bench has really stepped up too. Delshawn Guard's come off the bench and just played incredible. Joplin makes their way onto the court to start the second half. Hillcrest is still getting their gaming scheming in.
Joplin's waiting for Hillcrest. They're waiting for him outside of the huddle.
Student section stands back up. Crowd's hurrying back in with their food and drinks. We're in for a second half, all right.
I hope all the fans got their Coke and their hamburgers and hot dogs because they're in for a great second half of basketball.
Hillcrest brings the ball down the floor. A screen set by Darnell.
Foul already.
Foul by Hillcrest, number 24. Gives Joplin the ball back. We're
Joplin-
only 8 seconds in the third quarter and already been a foul committed. It's
Already-
going to be one heck of a second half.
Good way to start out the second half for Joplin, too. Jace Breaker's going to get the pass that went off the fingers of Rush.
Charlie Brown passes it in to Jace. Jace with the move, and Jace finishes.
Great move by Jace Breaker.
Matt Rush pushing the ball down. He kicks it up to number 24. Number 10 with the 3 for Hillcrest. Good board by Charlie Brown.
I'm
Darnell
surprised-
pursuing.
I'm surprised that 3 didn't fall down.
Jace Breaker with the pull-up jumper, and it's just a little strong.
You know, that's okay. There's going to be shots like that fall for both teams tonight.
Yeah.
But Joplin's going to get another opportunity at that as Jace Breaker's going to get the inbounds.
Yeah, Jay's looking for an inbound. He's got to get it in. He gives it to Carlos. Carlos with a good move.
Wow. That ball went high in the air.
Joplin turns it over. A touch is a string above the goal here, which is technically out of bounds, so Hillcrest will get the ball back.
You know, Hillcrest just came out with some intensity, or wanting to play with intensity at least. Joplin, I mean, they came out with intensity. They've had some calls already go their way. 6 minutes and 53 seconds left in the third quarter. They have an 8-point lead.
A Matt Rush versus Charlie Brown. This might be the matchup everyone wants to see. Point guard on point guard.
2 of the top ones in the state, too.
Darnell looking to size it for a 3, but kicks it back out to the guard.
He looks very comfortable out there on the court.
Hillcrest dribbling, looking for a play. Joplin's playing great man-to-man defense.
Oh, man.
Juwan Johnson with the score over Spencer Lane.
That was a beautiful layup.
Joplin's pushing, and they're already back down to the other end of the court.
Charlie Brown's really speeding up the tempo of this offense.
Yeah, Charlie really dictates the speed for this offense. Charlie Brown's the leader, no doubt.
Jace Breaker's dribbling around, and he's going to pass the ball to Carlos Santillan. He's going to give the pass off to Jace Breaker. They're going to call a double dribble on that one.
Yeah, Jace had a good move, just took one too many dribbles.
In for Spencer Lane is Dylan McVeigh, number 11.
Williams firing up his defense from the bench as Hillcrest brings it up the floor.
Really, I don't think Hillcrest expected to be down by 6 points at this moment in the game.
Juwan Johnson with the drive.
Gonna be blocked by Jace Breaker.
And Keandre going out the other lane.
Past Carlos Santillan, and he's gonna lay it in.
A great layup, and Hillcrest is pushing.
There's going to be an and one for Hillcrest right there.
And one possibility. You know, Joplin, their defense, it's been lights out all night. Bad plays are going to happen, and one possibility is going to happen.
They just cannot let it get to him.
As the Hillcrest guard converts for the three-point play, Jace Breaker brings it back down the floor for the Eagles.
To Charlie Brown, a little jump shot right there. Was going to fall
Did Charlie
no good.
just air ball? That is something we never see from Charlie Brown.
No, I hit the bottom of the net to Merrick.
Hillcrest for the 3. Darnell went back for a put-up but couldn't get it.
Another 3 goes up, and it's going in.
Number
2-point game 41-39, 4 minutes and 33 seconds left in the third quarter.
Yeah, Hillcrest on a 5-0 run right now, and Joplin really needs to get a basket here to stop the bleeding.
Charlie Brown, that goes off the front of the rim.
With Jawan Johnson in the rebound, and Hillcrest pushes. Oh, what a great pass.
Wow, we have a tied ball game right now, 41-41. The momentum is on Hillcrest's side right now. We're going to call a timeout. Joplin Eagles are going to take it. Coach Jeff Williams.
Yeah, Hillcrest really come out on a hot run now. I think they're on an 8-0 run. They were down by 8 starting the second half, and now all of a sudden, it's a tie ball game, a 41-all. I mean, what do you think Joplin needs to do to stop the bleeding a little bit?
They need to play better defense like they were in the first half. Defense really isn't going their way right now. Their offense is driving the lane pretty well, but they're just not getting fouls called, and the shots just aren't falling for them.
Oh, Coach Williams is definitely going to harp defense to him over in the huddle. I mean, Joplin's not going to be able to get away with fast transition. You can play fast, but if you can't play defense and you can't let them score, you won't ever build a lead and get ahead. And Joplin's played great defense all night. They're just having a slip up right now, and they'll get it back. So.
Yeah, they're going through a little slump. Every basketball team does it. They're going to get back in this game, and I expect them to go on a little run themselves.
Yeah, definitely. The teams break.
Let's get back to the action.
You know, and the thing that really surprises me about Hillcrest, they never quit.
Oh, no, I mean...
It might be a bad shot. One guy shoots it, and 5 guys crash the boards. Because the guy who shoots it even crashes the board. I mean, when you have 5 guys crashing the boards, the other team has to block out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's why Hillcrest is one of the best teams in the state. They never give up.
Jace passes to Charlie Brown, and Charlie setting up the offense, passes it to Carlos. Carlos looking to make a move. Keandre loses it, and it will be Hillcrest ball.
It was just barely tipped by the Joplin Eagles. Juwan Johnson inbounded the ball, gave it to number 24.
Who gives it off to number 10. And number 10's really pushed the ball great. He's really pushed the ball great for Hillcrest up the floor. Gives it back to Jawan Johnson.
Juwan Johnson hadn't shot a three-pointer at all this second half. But alley-oop, and he gets it.
Wow.
Hillcrest, they're starting to go on a run themselves. It's 43-41.
That was very impressive alley-oop.
Very impressive.
Something you don't really see in high school basketball anymore, but when you do, it's something special.
The only team that I've seen do alley-oops is Hillcrest with Dorial Green Beckham, and Juwan Johnson's kind of trying to live up to him. Charlie Brown fighting down low, and he's going to get fouled and get sent to the free throw line.
If Charlie Brown can make the free throws, Joplin's free throws have been on top of things tonight. I mean, they've been hot from the
They've
stripe.
missed one free throw all night long, and they've made 7 of them.
And that's the thing about Joplin, too. They've been driving. When you drive, 90% of the time you're going to draw a foul.
Or come away with a bucket. Or maybe both.
And Charlie Brown makes a free throw.
Charlie Brown, he's going to get back into shooting form. He's a stout basketball player.
Yeah, he really is.
Offensive and defensively.
He really is.
Another drain basket for Charlie Brown. At
Game's
the free
tied
throw
up.
line.
The game's tied up 43-all.
This is a tight game with 2 minutes and 56 seconds left in this third quarter.
Hillcrest looks like they're waiting, stalling, waiting for a play to set up, but players get in position. Joplin looks like they're playing a zone defense.
Darnell Green Beckham's going to throw up a 3, and that did not look very impressive coming from the senior. Carlos Santillan's going to go up. The bucket didn't fall. Hillcrest with the rebound.
Hillcrest gets it back. Hillcrest has the ball here on number 10, point guard, waiting for a play to set up. Darnell going back down low.
Listen to the 6th man of the Joplin Eagles yelling D up. They want this defense to step up and make big plays for them.
They need him to step up. They have to step up to stop Hillcrest. Hillcrest is hot right now.
Jace Breaker's going to get that rebound. He looks to be in a jam right now. He's keeping his pivot foot, and the ball is going to go Joplin's way as the timeout was called by Coach Jeff Williams.
Yeah.
Well, Joplin's been able to hang with Hillcrest after they went on an 8-0 run. It's 43-43 with 1:42 seconds left in the third quarter. Tamarick, I'm really impressed with the way Joplin's been able to respond to that Hillcrest run right now.
Yeah, well, Joplin's defense stepped up. I mean, that's pretty much all you can say. Joplin's defense had a slip there for a while. Hillcrest got on an 8 or 10-0 lead. Joplin couldn't do nothing. Coach Williams calls a timeout, gathers his troops back, harps to him the defense, and Joplin's come out and played defense. So, I mean, it's been great.
Oh, yeah, I mean, Joplin, their defense, like you said, has stepped up. Hillcrest, they're also kind of slipping up on offense now. They're not making baskets. I think that's because of the Joplin Eagles defense.
Yeah, it really is. And it starts, I mean, whenever you play a zone, you can pretty much cover the paint. No one's driving. And, you know, you want to let people take threes. I don't know about threes. Don't let Jawan Johnson get out wide because he'll hit them.
Let's get back to the action.
Charlie Brown gets the ball. Brings up guarded by Matt Rush. He passes off to Jace Breaker.
Can't really quite see what the call is yet, but the ball looks to be going Hillcrest way.
Hillcrest brings it up the floor. They're taking their time. Joplin's on a full court press.
Carlos Antonian really pressuring number 10 for the Hillcrest Hornets. That floater didn't fall. Charlie Brown's going to get the ball back, and he's taking it up the court.
Charlie looking to make a move, picks up his dribble and passes it to Carlos. Carlos has it on the arch. He gives it to McVeigh, who gives it back to Charlie. Charlie with a good spin move.
And it goes in. Joplin's back up on top with less than a minute to go in the third quarter.
Hillcrest stalling again. 50 seconds left in the third quarter. Joplin up 45-43.
You know, this has been the lowest scoring quarter of the game so far. Darnell Green Beckham's pass is going to go down low, and then it's going to come back outside the three-point arc to number 10.
Number 10 dribbling, just taking their time, letting everyone get in position for Hillcrest.
They're waiting for a shot under 10 seconds is what they're going to do. Try to get some momentum on their side going into the fourth quarter.
I'm seeing a three from Jawan Johnson or a dunk here. They're going to make an exciting play to end the quarter, I believe. Joplin's defense has stopped it.
I think Jawan Johnson's possibly signaling for an alley-oop.
Yeah.
Oh! Hard blocking foul by Charlie Brown.
And number 24 for Hillcrest will go to the free throw line with a chance to tie it up with 2 with 6 seconds left in the third.
If he makes both of these, Joplin will have the ball with 6.4 seconds left in the third quarter. Look for them to drive the lane or shoot a big three. He's going to miss the first one.
And that's surprising because the free throws tonight from both teams have been spot on.
Very spot on. I believe that's the second or third missed free throw by Hillcrest tonight. Here goes the student section.
And he makes a second.
He makes that one. Dylan McVeigh's going to inbound at Charlie Brown.
And Charlie.
There's no other man I'd want to take a last-second shot than Charlie Brown, who's going to pull up a three, and he hits it. Time's going to expire in the third quarter, 48-44. Joplin Eagles are going to have a really impressive run to close out the third quarter.
You talk about clutch shots. That's clutch. You wouldn't want anyone else hitting a shot other than Charlie Brown, and I mean, he delivers. That's why he's the leader of the team, right?
I mean, Charlie Brown's been the leader of this team since he was a freshman, and you can see why just right there what just happened.
I remember middle school. He was the hype. They couldn't wait for him to get to high school. He comes in as a freshman. You know, people, is he going to be able to live up to it? They knew he had the talent, you know, high school ball to middle school. Well, I think in his 4-year career, accounting this year, he's proved that he is no doubt one of the best basketball players in Southwest Missouri and a high recruit from any college just looking at him. And at college, they're going to be getting a great player. I mean, Charlie Brown, he's defense, offense, can shoot, drive, rebound, steal, loose ball, team leader, on and off the court, great student. I mean, what else would you want from anyone else?
He's going to get playing time no matter where he goes. But, I mean, he could be a starter in a year or so if he bulks up. and I think he will.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I mean, this team's based around Charlie Brown, and let's get back to the action.
yeah. And if you look at Hillcrest, they kind of have to stop Charlie. If they can stop Charlie, the other Joplin players will step up, which they are highly capable of. They've done it, I mean.
Jace Breaker,
One
Dylan
man's not a
McVeigh,
basketball team.
Spencer Lane, Keandre Adams, Carlos Santillan.
One
they
man
all
might be the
stepped
leader,
up.
but the 4 other guys contribute just as much.
Joplin hit that last second shot. Charlie's going to draw a foul as he is 6 for 6 at the free throw line, too.
Yeah, that was a great drive and good foul drawn by Charlie Brown.
You know, like you said, Charlie Brown, he's been impressive tonight. He's had a few slip-ups, but he's been pretty much spot on. Not quite sure what that noise was, but that looked to be from Darnell Green Beckham, who scooted his shoe across the court. You know, he's doing anything he can to keep Charlie Brown from making a free throw. You know, I believe a fan actually has something over there that's making noises that you very rarely hear inside a basketball.
That's a talent I'd want to be
arena.
showing off to a lot of people, making that sound. But
Travel by Juwan Johnson, going Joplin's way. They have a 5-point lead. You know, this is going to be a big win for Joplin if they can hold on. Number 9 ranked team in the state of Missouri. Hillcrest is one of the top basketball teams. They can play with almost anyone.
oh, yeah.
3-point shot goes up, not going to fall.
Darnell passes
Green
out to Matt
Beckham.
Rush, and Matt Rush will just pull up. Hands it to Juwan Johnson, who will give it to 24, who will drive on Charlie Brown.
There was a charge called. It's going Joplin's way again. 7 minutes, 17 seconds in the fourth quarter.
You want something that'll fire up the student section? A charge? Or I think now it's any call in Hillcrest.
Any call in Hillcrest in a close game like
this
this.
has turned into a rivalry.
Oh, yeah. Joplin Hillcrest, they've always produced good basketball games, but this could be one of the best yet. 3 was just a little off the mark by Charlie Brown, but look for him to fix stuff like that. Oh, he went up and he was driving the lane. 3-pointer up. Hillcrest is going to get 2. Timeout. Hillcrest.
Juwan Johnson, if he'd have put that down, you might see some people voting for a SportsCenter top 10 right there. 'Cause that would have been a pretty sweet dunk.
You know, SportsCenter top 10, there's been a couple of those that could have went on air on ESPN. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah, that dunk, he's lost the handle. I mean, you can't do much about that.
You really can't. I mean, but Hillcrest, they came out from the start of the fourth quarter, and they've been producing. They've been holding Joplin to 1 free throw made by Charlie Brown. He missed one. He is 7 of 8 from the free throw line as well.
Yeah. Well, I think a big factor, too. I think the student section's getting to Hillcrest a little bit. I mean, the 6th man, who doesn't it get to? You know, and I think Hillcrest's kind of feeling it. They're kind of, being a little punked by it. Yeah, I see some of their players reacting to our student section, which that's awesome. They just need to keep going after them, so I don't see anything wrong with it.
You know, I'm really impressed with the way Hillcrest came out of the huddle from the break between the third and fourth quarter, but Joplin, I mean, they're still playing tight defense. They've been executing all night long. Hillcrest has been executing all night long, but they've fallen behind more than Joplin has.
Oh, yeah.
Joplin has led the whole game. Hillcrest has not grabbed the lead once.
Yeah,
Back to the action we go.
Teams come out to the floor.
Dylan
Joplin comes
McVeigh.
with Carlos, Keandre Adams, Jace Breaker, Charlie Brown, and Dylan McVeigh.
Dylan McVeigh will inbounds pass to Charlie Brown, formerly known as Charlie Downtown Brown.
Well, this has been a downtown game, if you ask me.
Oh, yes. But Keandre Adams is going to get the foul down low.
Good drive by Keandre there.
You know, Keandre Adams, he can really step up in a game. He has a lot of big games. And He's been hot from the free throw line tonight. 4 of 4 so far. He's going to make it and go 5 for 5.
5 for 5 from the stripe. A bunch of people would love to have that statistic.
100%.
I don't think people realize how big free throws are in a game.
Another one.
Go
6 for 6.
I mean, free throws, they're a huge part of the ball game. They can dictate how a game will swing in the final seconds, minutes. I mean,
man, just listen to that student section. The ball's going to be thrown away by Hillcrest, and that's going Joplin's way. You know, this game's been a tight game. The biggest lead was Joplin in the late second quarter by 10 points. But after that, Hillcrest is kept within about 8.
yeah, if you look, I mean, Joplin, they've come out second half and have played a great ball game. Key why they're up by 5 points. I mean, they're playing a great ball game.
DeAndre Adams is going to... Oh, that layup just didn't quite fall for him. They're going to say a push. Foul was on number 11, Dylan McVeigh. Push off.
Hillcrest pushing the ball again. Something we've seen all day. Deflected by Charlie Brown. Out of
Charlie
bounds.
Brown wanted that ball, and I think he was going to take it all the way to the rim if he would have got that one.
A highlight dunk we might have saw there.
You know, Charlie's been known for his highlights this year. He had one major dunk against Pittsburgh.
Yep.
And that win. And Darnell Green Beckham was going for that one. It's a 3-point game again. 51-48, 5 minutes, 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Charlie Brown's going to get that one up with a little bit of trouble. It looked like he got tangled up just a little bit. Now it's a 1-point game, 51-50. Here comes Hillcrest. And Jace Breaker's going to take it up the court to Charlie Brown in the middle. Charlie Brown was swatted. Surprised a foul wasn't called there. A blocking foul. The Joplin student section cannot believe it.
Coach Williams has come off the bench. The coaches are mad. That's a big controversial call as Joplin gathers in a huddle.
Number 10 will be at the free throw line.
Joplin just gather in the huddle, get their composure back.
It's a tie ball game right now with one more free throw left to shoot.
Hillcrest has really played in this last minute. They played great basketball to tie this thing back up. And now Hillcrest has the lead, 52-51.
First lead of the game for Hillcrest.
This game's going to come down to the last possession.
Whoa. Jeff Williams got hit on the sideline, but he's right back up calling plays already. Dylan McVeigh with the inbounds pass to Jace Breaker. Jace has a wide open drive to the lane. He's going to get swatted and go to the free throw line.
Good move by Jace. He knew he was going to get fouled hard. That takes guts just to go up anyways.
That's right, Tamarick. That takes a lot of guts to go up. Jace has been solid from the free throw line tonight, too. There hasn't been an actual Joplin Eagles player that hasn't been solid. Nailed it. Jace Breaker, he's also shooting 100% from the free throw line tonight.
Yeah, Joplin, one thing they can look back on, if they do hang on and win this game, their free throws.
They've missed 3 the whole game.
And Joplin takes the lead back, 53-52.
He made both free throws, and he's making this a game.
Okay, so again, we've got a kick ball. It'll be Hillcrest ball underneath the basket.
I believe the ball went off the foot of Charlie Brown. Oh, another almost put back dunk by Juwan Johnson. Jace Breaker's going to fight for that one. He's going to get it. He's going to pass it to Charlie Brown immediately.
Charlie dribbles it out of danger. Lets Joplin regain their composure, set up the play. Jace calls for the play. Let's see if Joplin here can extend their lead a little bit.
Dylan McVeigh down low, puts it in. Joplin extends it to 3.
A great move by Dylan.
Dylan McVeigh stepped up big tonight. He's hit a couple key three-pointers. And number 10 for the Hillcrest Hornets looking to have a little ball handling issue right there.
Gives back to the ball handler, Jawan Johnson.
Listen to this student section. Another 3 by Hillcrest, and it's good. Tie ball game.
Okay, you want to talk about deep? That was just in front of the line that's just by the half-court line. I mean,
it looks like the 5 players in the Hillcrest student section is talking a little smack on the Joplin Eagles student section. Let's see how this goes. Charlie Brown pulls up. Swish! Deep two-pointer. This game's been back and forth all night long. Unbelievably impressive game. Dylan McVeigh's going to get it deep past Carlos Santilli, and he's going to stop, pull up a shot. It's going to fall into the hands of Jace Breaker with the rebound. Two-point lead for the Joplin Eagles with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Eagles are getting after the loose ball. Joplin has the ball. Jace Breaker brings it out top. Guarded by number 24.
Foul's going to be on number 24 by Hillcrest on Jace Breaker. We're inside the 3-minute mark. This is when basketball games really get interesting like this.
Well, you want to talk about free throws becoming big. This is when free throws count.
Any missed free throw could cost either team the game. The ball is now going to go Hillcrest's way. That was an unusual call you don't usually see in a basketball game right there.
Yeah, supposedly a foul called on Joplin, a pushing off.
Before the ball was even in.
Hillcrest has it down 55-57. 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in the ball game. And number 10 dribbles, setting up the play. Jace Breaker guards.
Ball's going Joplin's way. Foul on number 3 of Rush.
Matt Rush can't believe the call, but not every call goes your way.
2 minutes and 37 seconds left. Still a 2-point lead for Joplin, 57-55. Jace Breaker, your point guard, taking it up the court right now. And there's going to be a timeout, Joplin.
We go over to Liz with an interview.
Where do I stand? I need
Hi, this is Liz Chandler with student Tanya Richardson. How is the energy in the student section tonight?
I think it's really good. I think it's really good for a Tuesday night. I mean, it's not as great as it's always been, but other than that, I think it's pretty good.
Thank you very much. Back to you.
You know, Tamerica, the student section, they're into it right now as much as they've been all night. 2 minutes, 29 seconds left. 55 lead for Joplin. It's 2-point game. 6 fouls in this half for Joplin, 7 for Hillcrest. Free throws have been a big factor in this game.
Well, yeah, for a Tuesday night, I would say this student section's pretty great. I mean, normally on Fridays, that typically, they're huge, crowds all into it. Tuesday night, though, and the Hillcrest Hornets of Springfield coming to town, there wouldn't be any other way this place would be big. I mean,
let's get back to the action.
Joplin's inbounding the ball. I throw to Keandre Adams. Keandre secures and drives, but stripped from him. We have a loose ball on the floor. It will result in a jump ball. Possession to the Hornets.
2 minutes, 23 seconds left. Joplin looks to defend well right here.
Number 10 pushes up the floor for Hillcrest, as he's done pretty much all night when Jawan or Matt Rushton handling the ball. Number 10 hands it off to 24. The 24 dribbles. He drives past. He hands it to...
Oh, a charge. Spencer Lane's going to take it. Ball is going Joplin's way right now.
You want to talk about a huge play for Joplin.
You know, this game's been intense the whole entire fourth quarter, and this is coming down to the wire, Tamarick.
It looks like number 24 for Hillcrest has fouled out of the ball game.
He was a big three-point shooter. And Dylan McVeigh's going to inbound this to Charlie Brown.
Hillcrest coach will not be happy about that one. A perennial three-point shooter for his team, now gone. With 2 minutes and 8 seconds, probably the biggest chunk of the game coming right here in these last 2 minutes.
These last 2 minutes are going to be who can make the most free throws and who can step up and make big plays.
Defense is going to be huge.
Oh, Charlie Brown was going up for that one. Didn't quite fall his way.
Foul by Keandre Adams. Caught him on the wrist as number 10 was making the pass. Number 10 will go to the line for Hillcrest, 1-1.
I believe that is Keandre Adams' fourth foul of this game.
17 foul for Joplin. They're in the bonus.
First free throw is going to be made to make it a 1-point game with 1 minute and 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
And this game is tied up 57-57, 1 minute 45 left.
This whole game's been close, really, Tamarick. I mean, one team really hadn't gotten away from the other. I mean, they've been swapping back and forth.
This is what high school basketball is about. Two teams, rivalry, competing. I mean, intense ball game.
Especially
nothing else but intense.
Especially when one's ranked higher than the other. Charlie Brown's going to lose it. Dylan McVeigh was almost going to pick that back up, but he couldn't quite get to it. Hillcrest ball right now. And in comes Jace Breaker, number 10 for the Joplin Eagles. Coming in for what looks to be Spencer Lane.
Joplin sent up a defense as Hillcrest throws the ball in. Number 10 getting the ball, bringing it up the floor. Juwan Johnson, the post number Keandre Adams. That's a key matchup down low as Darnell catches it out wide.
Hillcrest is going to take the lead, 59-57. Getting to the 1 minute mark. Charlie Brown's calling out plays.
Charlie Brown's the leader. He's going to have to step up here.
Oh, he's going to lose the ball, but he's going to get it back. Going to pass to Keandre Adams. Keandre Adams is going to dribble around. He's going to find Dylan McVeigh. Dylan McVeigh is going to hand it off to Jace Breaker.
45 seconds
back
left.
To Charlie
It's
Brown.
going to be an intense finish.
2 minute game. Brown with a three. Hits it! Charlie Brown stepped up. Big 1 point lead for Joplin. 30 seconds left. The Joplin Eagles hanging on by 1 point against a state-ranked number 9 Hillcrest, and a blocking foul is going to be called. Going to the free throw line is Juwan Johnson, number 22. Stepped up all night long to make big plays for Hillcrest. Had 3 key three-pointers in the first half, and he's been an excellent free throw shooter, almost near perfect.
He needs one to tie. If he can make both, got to make the first, though. It's a 1-1. It's not 2. It's just 1-1. If he can make the first, though, and convert on the second, wow.
This place is going crazy. He's going to make it tied ball game. This game could possibly go into overtime.
60-60, 27 seconds. If he can make this, give Hillcrest a 61-60 lead. Joplin needs a bucket.
He's going to miss it. Keandre Adams is going to get the ball. Joplin will get the last shot of this game, more than likely. 20 seconds. Down to 15 seconds. Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown isolating himself. Everyone's clearing out the lane.
He's going to drive the lane. Charlie Brown's going to go up, and a foul's called on Charlie Brown with 10 seconds left. Charlie Brown will be headed to the free throw line. But do not count Hillcrest out. They have excellent three-point shooters, and they've been battling with three-pointers back and forth all night.
Well, Hillcrest doesn't need a three. They can go down, tie, and make the basket to tie it up. I mean, Hillcrest, the speed of their guards is incredible.
Charlie Brown needs to make 2 free throws.
Charlie Brown missed the first, and this is huge right now. If he makes this, Hillcrest could go down and get a basket and win the game. If he misses, it's
it's anyone's ball game right now. He's going to make the second 1-point lead for Joplin. Timeout's going to go to Joplin. They're going to try to get their defense set up. Unbelievable game, Tamarick. I mean, I wouldn't want to call any other game. This is phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal.
Yep. If you're not liking this finish, you're not a sports fan. Basketball games, I mean, no one really likes blowouts. And close games, I mean, you have to love blowouts. Or close games, not blowouts. But, I mean, look, Charlie Brown, he's showing why he's the leader of the team. Stepping up huge, driving in the final seconds, drawing a foul. Misses the first, but clutches on the second. I mean, Joplin's defense, they've slipped a couple times this game. They've given up some plays. They're going to have to show right now. They can make one final stop to clinch the game winner. And Hillcrest isn't going to go down easy.
I'm really impressed with the music that's playing right now in this stadium. I mean, unbelievable. It's like a college atmosphere. The student section's going crazy.
Student section's going crazy.
61-60, 10 seconds left. 9 fouls for the Hillcrest Hornets, 8 for the Joplin Eagles.
And it looks like Hillcrest is still in their huddle in the timeout as Joplin comes back to the floor.
Joplin comes out. They're ready. They're waiting for Hillcrest. They're trying to make a statement right now, I believe.
Oh, yes.
Let's get back to the action and try to call this final 10 seconds of this game, Tamarick. Man, I really don't know what Jeff Williams cooked up in that huddle, but I'm sure it was something with secret sauce.
I'd like to see the Hillcrest playboard. See who gets to take the shot, driving. They're not going to go for the three. All they need is just a bucket.
One bucket can win. There goes Rush with the number 3. He's going to give it away. Oh, it's going to be to number 10. Shots up. It's going to be off, and we're going in. Joplin Eagles win an amazing game.
Oh, my.
Joplin Eagles, 61-60. Unbelievable finish.
If that's not a great finish, I don't know what is.
What a game. Joplin beats 9th ranked in the state Hillcrest Hornets. They got players of all different sizes, and they ended Hillcrest 6-game winning streak. Unbelievable fashion. They're shaking hands right now. That was a great game. Great game. 61-60 is your final score.
I mean, if you're watching this at home, you can't hear the atmosphere. I mean, the crowd, the student section's on the floor. They're chanting, led by Jeremiah Brown.
Jeremiah Brown, brother of Charlie Brown down there. He's getting this student section pumped up. There goes the Eagles.
The players are congratulated by the student section, and wow.
Great game. The Joplin Eagles fight song coming on. Wow. Tamarick, I mean, Charlie Brown, near perfect from the free throw line. Keandre Adams and Jace Breaker were perfect from the free throw line.
Well, it all starts with Joplin's free throws. When you can come out and be so clutch on free throws, I mean, it's pretty awesome. I mean, Joplin, I think they only missed 2 or 3 free throws the whole game. And as you hear behind me, the student section getting pumped up with the players.
Amazing. I mean, the players are in there.
That's what Joplin Eagle wins all about right there.
The Joplin Eagles performed very well tonight, and 9th ranked in the state Hillcrest. They've fallen to the Joplin Eagles 61-60. Really close game. They couldn't get a basket to fall tonight. I'm really impressed. But Tamarick, this was a great game to call, man. I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh, my. This game's been, I mean, this could go down as the best Joplin game of the season. I mean, yeah, this is incredible. Joplin really came out. Hillcrest, don't take anything away from Hillcrest, even though they lost.
Nothing.
Hillcrest came out. They had offense. They had defense. Free throws were iffy, but they're a three-point game. Hillcrest three-point game. Jawan Johnson, number 24. I cannot think of his name. Those two guys right there. I mean, they're NBA-lean free throws, let alone high school right behind the arch. They were 5 feet behind the arch shooting free throws. Three-pointers. And, I mean, when you got people like that that's hot behind the arch, Darnell Beckham controlling, but Joplin just knew how to control them. Yeah, Hillcrest got their shots, but Joplin came out. Offense, it was on. Defense was on. Free throws, as I mentioned earlier, was on. Transition, they just pushed Hillcrest up and down the floor, and I think the pushing of Joplin was just a little too much for Hillcrest to handle.
You know, it's time for us to sign off. You have been watching Joplin Eagles basketball at Robert Ellis Young Stadium. I'm Grayson Cox.
And I'm Tamarick Branham.
Thank you for tuning in.